Hi guys! Since spring isn't here yet, I'm spending my time with indoor gardening and repotting some of the potato plants. So you can see they are quite long already. So what we need is a long container which is growing with the plants. Last year I had plenty of milk containers saved up, so I just cut the bottom, potted a potato plant inside and stacked. As it grew, I stacked on the other half of the container. This year I don't have as many milk containers left, so I'm doing an old trick with newspaper. I just use the sheets of newspaper to make small rolls and pot the plants inside. Newspaper disintegrates pretty fast, so as the seedling grows I will just roll bigger ones and taller ones and put this inside to imitate healing up the potato plant, just in a smaller scale. For the first potting I'm using a quarter of a newspaper side, and making one of these rolls is pretty easy. You just use a small glass, roll up the newspaper, fold the bottom over so it's closed, and you shake out the glass and have a roll, and for added stability I will fold over the edge of it a little bit. So that's the new container. It's maybe, yeah, as tall as my hand is wide, and I will fill soil into it about this much. Then I pick out a seedling, dump it into it, and will fill with more soil around it, and just leave the top 2 or 3 leaves sticking out. I don't bury them completely because I like them to be able to do photosynthesis. So they grow on. You can bury a potato from, or a potato plant grown from a tuber. You can bury completely without the plant dying, but the seedlings you shouldn't bury all the leaves because they don't have a tuber to support them. So having some of it stick out is the best way to go. So now I'm doing maybe 10-20 seedlings. No idea how many there's inside. We will see. I will just show you one because it's the same process. For all of them. So now we have soil in here, just a little bit. Then I'm going over to the container and just peek out one of the seedlings. They don't have a huge root system yet, so be careful to not rip off the roots. So there we have the tiny root system. And we'll just sit that inside. It doesn't matter if the plant is straight or a little bit curled up. There will appear roots along the small stem. And so here we go with the soil. I'm using a spoon to make it easier. The nice sound of the dishwasher in the background. I knew it was going to pump while I'm filming and repotting. So a little bit more soil on this side. I'm not firming up the soil a lot. The small roots need water and airflow to them. And my soil is very easily getting very compact because it's a lot of sand inside my soil. So it's not... No, now it's finished. Dishwasher's finished. Yes, I know. Stop beeping, please. Thank you. So, but you can see the texture of my soil is not very fluffy. It's a lot of sand. So that's why I'm not firming up the soil around the seedling a lot. Just by watering it, it will get very compact and compressed. If you're using soil with more organic matter inside, you can absolutely firm up around the seedling a little bit, being careful not to break the long stem inside, but I'm not doing it because of the structure of my soil. So now we have 2 repotted seedlings and some more to go, and that's just one container. I'm not sure if I will finish all 3 of the containers I had planned today. We'll see how many pages this newspaper has. But I'll continue and show you the finished product when I'm putting them back under the growing lights. In a minute for you, maybe half an hour for me. See you. Here we have the results from repotting. There's 4 more sharing the lights with some tomatoes. So it's been 12 seedlings per variety or per cross, from Asterix open pollinated and Linda crossed with Blue Congo, 12 each, and now I'll continue with these 2 pots. You can already see how much they've grown. I've been repotting them 2 days ago and they already start growing more. So it's a good thing to repot them when or as soon as the seedlings are big enough to handle. Here's an interesting one. It has darker leaves than the others. There's a hint of purple, and some of the stems here you can already tell some difference there. This one is more purple while this one is pure white, and there's another purple one, a white one. So Apache Blue Congo already is looking promising to give me some exciting plants and some exciting tuber colors. And these ones should grow a little bit more before I repot them. And then I really had bad germination on the Käfermarkt Zuchtstamm, which most likely is because it's a diploid and it's self-pollinated. And if this happens with diploid varieties, most of the seedlings, if they are setting fruit at all, the seeds inside don't have good germination because most of them are dead seeds. And since 3 plants was less than I had planned, I dumped in some more seeds, quite a few, to see if I can get some more seedlings to have more diploid potatoes. I have been ordering Mayan Gold and Blue Bella, which is another one from Mayan Gold, and they're supposed to be diploids too. Some of my other potato varieties where I already have tubers are Andean varieties where I don't know yet if they're diploid or tetraploid. They didn't set fruit for me last year, which could be a hint towards it that they are diploids, but I will have to do more cross-pollinations with them to see some fruit development and find out. But that's just dreaming of summer. I will do more repotting now, because looking out behind the wall of peppers, focus, heavy snowfall. First week of April, snow hasn't left. We didn't even have a spring day where average temperatures are above 0. We had freezing cold nights of -15, -10, and days with maybe 3 degrees. So yes, it's been melting, but it's not been melting that quickly. And now we're getting more snow and slush. So no spring for me yet. Just indoor gardening with the potatoes. So now I'm done with repotting for the moment. Every little potato plant got its own newspaper roll to grow in. The newspaper rolls are quite stable as long as they're dry. When they're wet, they're a little bit prone to ripping apart. They last about 2 or 3 weeks, but for this potato plants that's not a problem. These have been repotted into their newspaper rolls 3 days ago now, and you can already tell how much they've grown. These I repotted yesterday. They're not sticking out too far, but within 3 days these were buried as deeply as these ones, and within 3 days they have grown this much. So now they're really speeding up in their growth, and by 2 weeks, when the newspaper rolls are no good anymore, they will have to be repotted. So newspaper is a good choice for fast growing veg. For the peppers it wouldn't be an option because they stay in their containers a lot longer, but for flowers or other fast growing things, newspapers isn't that bad. When I'm going to repot, I will make sure that the newspaper is a little bit more dry to get them out here, otherwise it will rip. But if you don't touch it, it's just fine to stand for 2 weeks. I'm not watering them from the top. Usually I always water from the top, but these will be watered in their container around and will take up the water from the bottom, and as needed I will fold up the edge and refill with more soil until I reach the upper end of the container, and then they're going to be repotted in bigger newspaper rolls. But I'll do another video on that when it's time to do. So now it's the end for this time. Have a great week, and have fun gardening. I might be able to go into the greenhouse soon. It's been raining now, and I'm really happy about rain because everything else besides snow is fine with me. And rain means it's warm, so that's great. And I might start gardening in the greenhouse. The soil, the upper 5 centimeters has thawed now, and that's great to start some cold hardy things. So have a great week. Goodbye.